everyone, and welcome to episode 7 of our podcast. My name is Manuel,
And my name is Elena.
and today's topic is Harry Potter.
That's right. So on the 31st of July, it was J.K. Rowling's birthday. She is the author of Harry Potter. And it was also Harry Potter's character birthday. So that's why we've chosen this topic.
Yeah, we chose to talk about Harry Potter in order to give some kind of idea about the works of J.K. Rowling, so her books, and something about the movies too.
Yeah. So there are 7 books in total and 8 movies because they made the 7th book divided into 2 parts.
It's in 2 parts, yes.
There are lots of characters, of course, and we are in a world of magic where there is a wizarding school, and there are wizards who try to learn something about magic, how to use it, and
So to give the basic idea for those of you who haven't read anything about Harry Potter or watched a single movie, basically it's a fantasy story. It focuses, as you already said, about magic and wizards, and mainly on a wizarding school. So on the story of a child who discovers that he's a wizard, basically, and he has to go to this school to learn the art of magic. And then, of course, there's a plot that develops around his character and, of course, his friends and so on.
Yeah, so of course the main character is Harry Potter. He not only he discovers to be a wizard, as you said, but he discovers to be the child who survived. That means that he survived to an attack from the most powerful wizard of the world, whose name is Voldemort. This is, let's say, his main characteristics. So you follow all the story about how Harry discovers everything about his true personality.
Yeah, he's basically the child of destiny. So of course everybody knows, at least the elder wizards know his story, know his past. He doesn't, so he gets to know that step by step during his journey, during his story, throughout the books and the movies.
Yeah, so basically his parents died. Of course, Voldemort killed them. And he's, as you said, the child of destiny, let's say, because he's destined to fight Voldemort to try to stop him from
ruling the world,
let's say, basically that's it. So
Voldemort's plan, well, it's a little bit more complicated than that, but if we want to make it simple, it's the classic villain plan to conquer the world.
That's right. Not only conquer the world, but to make the world perfect as he wants. So he basically wants everybody to be 100% pure blood, let's say. So of course you have to be the son.
We have to explain this part. Yeah, he wants. Basically, he repels people who can't use magic, because the point is that in Harry Potter's universe, you can be born with magic or without magic.
That's right.
So only a few people can have, let's say, powers or magical powers. Other people are just normal people. And of course he doesn't like them, he doesn't accept them. He thinks that, of course, people with powers are the superior ones, and so he wants to purge the world from people without powers, so from normal people.
Yes, that's basically his idea, and he's obsessed by this idea since he's very young. So in the books you get a lot more information than the ones, of course, you have in the movies, because you know a lot about Voldemort's childhood, and of course also during his teenagers years and later when he becomes truly Voldemort, because of course Voldemort isn't truly his name. His name in reality is
Tom Riddle.
Tom Riddle, that's right. And he makes out this name, so everybody fears him, and that's it. So nobody wants to say his name because he's so powerful, and everybody is scared, basically.
Yeah, so the whole, well, joke or story about that is that basically no one calls him by its name. So it's always like the man that doesn't have to be named. Or
That's right.
I can't remember how they call them, but something like that.
Yeah, the Dark Lord or something like that.
It's always something different. Then of course you understand what they mean when they say that, but in the first in the first few books or movies, basically he is not called by name, of course.
No, never.
So yeah, but it's then of course, and the story gets already more complicated.
Yeah.
Let's say when of course he comes to life again, or he comes back, if you prefer. In the beginning, of course, it's way more simple. It's more of a child story. So discovering something that, of course, you couldn't even imagine, and realizing that you're special.
Yeah.
Of course, because Harry Potter's story, at least in the normal world, is basically of an outcast. So he lives with another family. Well, they're his relatives anyway, relatives. But they treat him like garbage. Basically, he lives under the stairs of the house, so in a very small room. He's always I don't know.
He's treated very bad.
Yeah, he's treated bad. He's always sided by the family. Well, not sided. He's always cornered by the family somewhere. So he's not participating in parties or any kind of activity. He's like really the person that you don't want there.
He's the black sheep.
He's the black sheep. Yeah, he is.
So what remains of his family basically hates him, and that's also another thing Harry has to deal with. So he has no parents. He doesn't know that he has some other people that loves him, but he doesn't know yet. So he believes that the only ones he has basically hates him, and that is so sad. But throughout the story, of course, he discovers that there's much more that he doesn't know.
But also the sudden change of the story already in the beginning. I mean, he's the black sheep.
Yeah.
He cannot do basically anything in the house. Everybody hates him. But then he gets the invitation to Hogwarts.
Yeah, that's right.
To school. So this is what makes him change. Of course, he loves that because he gets away from the house, makes friends.
Yeah.
And, well, he starts learning about the past, but, I mean, he gets to use magic. How many children
would like to
use magic? Yeah. I mean, it's a simple child's dream. So
yeah, that's it. I remember that when I started reading the first Harry Potter's book, I was the same age as Harry is when he starts his adventure, so basically 11 years old. And of course, everybody who read Harry Potter is still waiting for his or her Hogwarts letter because it's a child dream.
And it was delivered by an owl.
Yeah, that's it. So of course he gets these letters from the school. So you see the owl
coming with the letter.
Coming. So that's pretty cool, of course.
Yeah.
And that's where basically Harry's life completely changes, and he is very happy. He gets to know his new friends, who are Ron and Hermione, so Ron Weasley and Hermione Granger. are his best friends now.
Yeah.
And then he discovers a new world made of magic, of strange people, ghosts, and animated
Monsters.
paintings. Yes, monsters.
I mean, there's a lot to read about or
Yeah.
to watch in the movie, but the funny part is that basically you're looking at everything through Harry's eyes.
Yeah.
So it's the same for the reader or the viewer. The surprise he has in his eyes when he sees something special,
Yeah.
like the chocolate toads.
Oh, yes.
Or, well, basically everything, ghosts,
Everything.
magic, everything that's special inside of Hogwarts.
That's it.
He's always, of course, surprised, fascinated about everything, and it's the same for the reader or the viewer because it's something you've never seen or heard about. So
And actually, so Harry's first, let's say, meet with magic is when he goes to the zoo with these relatives he has, and he starts talking with this big snake, and the snake understands him, and he doesn't know why. So that's where he understands he has something special. So basically, he can talk to snakes. And later this would be another.
You'll see why it gets.
You'll see why.
If I remember correctly, in the movies, it is addressed in the second one.
Yeah.
For the first time, and of course he doesn't realize that, he doesn't know that. Everybody's surprised. Of course, we don't want to go into spoilers because it's definitely worth it, at least to have a look at the movies, at least the first one, and see if you like them.
Yeah.
But it's a great adventure. It's great that for people who started reading the books at the time, that the characters basically grow up with you.
Yeah, that's
and right. That's a great aspect. And of course, it was made by design. I mean, it was the objective to have that, but it's still a very interesting story. Unfortunately, the movies started well. The first one, I mean, we're talking about 8 movies, so they're quite a lot. Yeah. But yeah, the first ones are really good. They are really
they're really close to the book.
Yeah, exactly. They're close to the book. Then I think something changes, and they made some choices which could have been done better.
Yeah, for sure.
But anyway, I think that if you take it, if you count all together, it's still a good product.
Yep.
And it's definitely worth it to have a look.
Yes, for sure. Even so, of course, as you said, it's made. So you're supposed to start reading Harry Potter when you are 11. But even if you are an adult, I think it's a pretty good reading because it's a completely different world. You get to know a lot of things, so you can use imagination a lot, and you can print in your mind animals or creatures you haven't seen, of course. And also the magic thing, I think, is the most wonderful thing of this.
I mean, nothing about the books is really new or innovative in any sort of sense, because everything is really gotten from fantasy books or other kind of works. So there's really nothing new.
No.
But there is some care when we have to address aspects related to the magic world and use of enchantments and all of that. It's still simple because, of course, it's still made for children, so it can't be too complicated. But it still does its best, I think.
Yeah. You know, as you said, of course, magic is the main feature, but also spells and potions. Then there are a lot of interesting topics such as love, unconditional love, or death, power, etc. And there are also some, there are some things that are, of course, let's say childish because it's made like this, but there are also more complicated topics inside. So I think it's pretty fascinating.
So if you have some time to dedicate, you could maybe start from the first book or the
Yeah.
first movie, from the Philosopher's Stone. I would suggest maybe to start from the movie because it's faster if you want to have a look at Harry Potter's world. It's really well done.
Yeah.
It's really well made, and so it really deserves it. If you have any other suggestions about something related to Harry Potter that you would like for us to talk about, just leave a comment here under the video, here below. And well, if you liked what we said, please leave a like to the video and share it with your friends.
And we are going to talk maybe more about Harry Potter's and its
Yeah,
franchise.
maybe we will do something about maybe only about the first book or
Yeah.
the first movie or a specific character or aspect, maybe if you find it interesting.
But for today, that's it. So we'll see you next time.
Bye.